the best way to work on your self-confidence, as cheesy as it sounds, is from the inside out. Because if you start from the inside, you're going to get to be able to identify what are the things that are lacking in the self-confidence and where it stems from, so that you could work around it and then maneuver it to either stop telling yourself limiting beliefs, stop believing lies, remove sayings and ideas that other people have told you that you believed about yourself, and just remove the narratives that have been created over the years through experiences, circumstances, or things of that nature. So for me, therapy. I say it in quite a few episodes. Therapy is so key because it's so hard for you to look at yourself. So sometimes you need somebody else. And while friends are great, family is great. Sometimes family can be a little judgmental and you don't feel comfortable with them. Sometimes the same things with friends. Other times you just don't feel like they understand you in the deepest way. A professional is always going to be able to help associate the root of the problem and help you walk through it rather than get stuck in it. So therapy is the first thing. In that, journaling, being able to write down and tell yourself affirmations, whether it's around your house or write down on your journal. The journal that I have right now, I have like 10 of them that I've gone through, and it's from a company called Plan Cheekly, and she's a self-funded company in California, and hers is so simple that there's an affirmation area in the bottom. Also, if you guys seen another episode in the past, Leanne V also has affirmation journals. And in the bottom, you're able to write a free space of affirmations. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, when you first start doing affirmations, you are tricking yourself. But it's all about rewiring your brain to start believing the new things you're implementing. Because at one point, you didn't think the negative things that you think of yourself now. So the same way goes to shift those negatives back into positives, into new beliefs. Another thing that I can say about that is moving your body. Now, I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but in the pandemic, we prioritized ourselves so heavily. I started going to parks. I started going for walks. I started working out. And then we came back into the real world and things started speeding up. And it's like all these things that we were doing for ourselves just left. And while I still try to work out 2 to 4 times a week, there's some weeks that I don't work out at all. And just a few weeks ago, I was just having a week. It was one of those weeks where the Monday was the Monday, the Tuesday was the Monday, the Wednesday was the Monday. By Thursday, kid you not, I was having a mental breakdown. And I sat with myself and I said, okay, it has been an intense week in every sector of what I do, but I haven't worked out. I haven't even gone for a walk. I've been getting up and getting right to work. I've been getting up and having to do all these deadlines. I've been getting up and doing all these things. I've been there for people. I've been doing this. I've barely been eating. I've barely been drinking water, and I have not moved my body. That day, I went to ClassPass, and this is not an ad, even though, hey, ClassPass, hit me up. I went to ClassPass, and I signed up to a Pilates class for the next morning. Was I going to be tired tomorrow? Yes. The whole week was so stressful. But when I tell you, I woke up that morning, and I was like, get your freaking clothes on and go. I went. I had it 30 minutes prior on my calendar so that even if I was late, I was early. That's my little trick. And I went there, and then I stayed in my car until the class. I was dreading to go into this class. When I tell you energy, emotional, physically, I was tired. But then I took the class, and even though I probably did like 70% of it, 60% of it, because I felt really weak. If you've ever done Legree Pilates, you take a week off, you feel like the weakest person ever. When I finished, I just felt better. And I was like, oh my goodness, I just needed this. Then I went home and I took a shower and I rested the rest of the day and I journaled, and I realized that while I did need rest for the rest of that day, being able to move my body released so much hormones and chemicals that I really needed, that yes, I'm tired and I deserved to rest afterwards. But the first part of me being able to push myself and trick my psyche, the chemicals, all that stuff helped so much that a lot of the times we don't even put into account or try, because our brain is so clustered with the tiredness and the things that we're just beating ourselves up about, you know? And it goes back to give yourself grace as well. But so that's that. On the other end, when it comes to self-confidence, I think it's really important to be honest with yourself of when these things start coming up in you. It could have been from growing up in your family. It could have been from generations of, you weren't allowed to speak about your emotions, or you were supposed to be perfect, or you were supposed to be thin, or maybe you were in a sport or in dance or in modeling since little, or a kid actor, and you had all this pressure to look a certain way. And it's starting to break down those things, because at the end of the day, as we get older, we have to take accountability for what we carry. You are not responsible for what you went through, but you are responsible for continuing to carry it. And every time I think of this, I have a visual image. There's this gif of a little kid with, I think it's like a broomstick and then like the little bag sack, and they're like walking. And if you look at yourself, how heavy is that? Why do you want to keep carrying it? Is it uncomfortable to look through it and be like, what is here? Yes, but afterwards you're going to feel so much lighter. And I think that has a lot to do with our self-confidence and overall healing. And that's why I say it starts from the inside out.